Hey, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show, 8 a.m. here on the east coast of, we're in Ellijay, Georgia. Now, don't get shocked if you get out there and the sun is shining, okay? Just don't get shocked. I know a little frost on the windshield this morning, had to get that off, but I'm telling you, look forward to hopefully what is a beautiful day with no rain, I hope, so don't get shocked to see the nice sunshine out there this morning. If you ever want to contact the show, you can always get in touch with us. There's our phone number, our email address, and also all the social media ways you can contact the show. And if you ever want to be on the show, you just text me and let me know. And also, that number is a 24/7 news hotline number. So there's a couple things. Now, I got to do a couple things. First of all, I've got some guests coming in, and I'll tell you in a minute who they are. Got some guests coming in at 8:30 this morning, and going to be giving a different perspective or discussing some different topics than I am in the first 30 minutes. Then we're going to be working together in the first 30 minutes. And there were so many things yesterday on the plate of news that you're trying to figure out when you do a show like this. When I come in, I'll just share it with you. You're trying to figure out, where do you go first? What do you talk about first? What is the most important? Now, sometimes I like to talk about some subjects on the show that require you going later and doing some research and looking some things up. We only have 2 hours every day here to do this. So first and foremost, when I come in, do we go over government shutdown? Okay, do we go over that? Possible government shutdown. Do we go over the fact that the Senate Intelligence Committee cannot find anything where the Trump campaign, where Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States, colluded in any way with the Russians? Do we talk about that? What do we talk about first? So the deal, what they're calling the deal, that will the president sign it? So this morning, there's a couple things I want to go over with. And first and foremost, we're going to talk about the deal because I'm going to give you my opinion on the deal and whether the president should sign it, not sign it, and how I feel about it. But Monday, okay, now, when I watch the State of the Union address and I watch all the media and I listen to everything they're saying, I started picking up on the media saying, well, what about the infrastructure bill that the president talked about, infrastructure in this country? That is something that's bipartisan. That is something he could bring the Democrats along with, infrastructure. Why is he not focusing on that? And that's something that maybe everybody can agree with. And then at the same time, we have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the Green Deal. So she wants to minimize air travel. When I say minimize, basically phase it out. Now, first and foremost, don't forget, every congressman on the weekend rushed to the closest airport to get the flight to get home, regardless if there's a D or an R before their name. Democrats and Republicans alike, every single one of them run for the airport to get on that. How do you think the members of Congress out in Kansas, Texas, or liberal Illinois, or Michigan, how do you think the Muslim congresswoman that is an anti-Semite gets home to Minnesota? And that being said, they all rush for the airport, right? So after the Green Deal comes out and the State of the Union, and they start talking about ending air travel, and the jokes are being made, are we going to put a high-speed train from here to, Europe, across the Atlantic? Are we going to put a high-speed train out the Pacific towards Hawaii? What are we going to do? I brought up Monday, and I always enjoy when I get an opportunity to bring something up ahead. Everybody's talking about it this morning. It will be talked about on most of the talk shows today, is the high-speed rail boondoggle out in California. But I talked about it Monday. 2 days ago on this show, before anybody else brought it up, give me number one. This is the connecting cities. This is the California bullet train, okay? California bullet train. And here's number two there. Go to number two. This was the projected rail project for California on this bullet train. And go back to number one, the train itself. And I just want to bring this up because I want you to keep an eye on something, okay? California to pull plug on billion-dollar bullet train. Cities cites ballooning cost, all right? So California Governor Gavin Newsom announced on Tuesday he is pulling the plug on the state's massive high-speed rail project from Los Angeles to San Francisco. Now, as Rush refers to him, the turtle, Mitch McConnell, is saying, let's take a vote on the Green New Deal. Folks, they can't even build high-speed rail in California. Billions of dollars. Now, we can't come up with 5.7, and this is why I wanted to start here, because we can't even come up with 5.7. We can't make a deal for $5.7 billion for 230 miles, whatever, of wall. The best we could do is 1.375 billion or whatever to repair. The argument is build new wall or repair 55 miles of existing wall. So that is supposedly on the deal there. But right here, folks, they can't even there's billions of dollars already invested. Gavin Newsom announced Tuesday, the governor of California, he's pulling the plug on the state's massive high-speed rail project from Los Angeles to San Francisco. That's more than a decade behind schedule and billions in the red. Billions in the red. The embattled $77 billion bullet train has been an embarrassment to the Golden State and has been plagued by almost from every start. Now, let's go really quick because I don't have a lot of time. One of the reasons this failed is infrastructure projects in this day and age have all the front money that the corrupt politicians, the corrupt companies, the corruption in general, the unions, everybody has to chop out of the front line of the money to get theirs first, okay? Period, all right? That's why the president's saying, I'll build this wall and I'll get it done under budget. Right here is a good example. So this kind of wraps up, okay, so they have this vision of this great Green New Deal, okay? We're going to have high speed all over the country. We're going to slowly phase out plane travel. Cars are going to be electric. We're going to phase out putting gas in cars. We're going to have this great pipe dream of this new Green Deal. And California just had to can this here alone. So Democrats, what are you going to do? Second, I want to say this because I want to keep up. This is one of my comments that we keep up with. Right here, Democrats make me a nervous wreck over a $1 trillion infrastructure deal, okay? They make me a nervous wreck. I'm not prepared to make any deals with these swamp people for $1 trillion spending in infrastructure. Now watch what happens. The security and the crisis on the southern border. You and I here know there's a crisis on the southern border. We know that. We know the president has highlighted the crisis on the southern border. We know what has happened on the southern border has cost us billions of dollars at home all over this country in the cost of what illegal immigration has done to this country. You and I know that. But yet, they can't find a reason to come up with $5.7 billion, okay, to build a wall. But trust me, the Democrats are ready to sink your money in these deals like this bullet train out here in California. Oh, they're ready to do that. They will propose $1 trillion of infrastructure spending. And folks, I don't think we do anything until everything's complete at the border. Now, that being said, I got a short period of time. let me go with number 3, okay? Now this is the deal. I'm pulling everything together, okay? We can't spend $5.37 billion. That's all we can get. I've referred to that as being pocket change. In the reference of the trillions of dollars this country spends, they're actually asking the president to take pocket change that you put on the top of your dresser and start appropriating it to a crisis on the southern border. But yet, okay, these two here, let me say this. First of all, let me go to this. I'm going to try not to be ugly about people. I'm going to say it like that, okay? Give me number 21, okay? Now, number 21, I personally do not like Ann Coulter. I personally do not. I don't know who her followers are. I don't know who she's influencing, whatever may be. So on this show, Trump talks a good game on border wall, but it's increasingly clear he's afraid to fight for it. Call this his Yellow New Deal. I want to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you I don't approve of this deal. My hope is that he will veto the deal, and I'm going to explain why, okay? But if the president signs this deal Friday, I'm going to come in here Monday and fully support the President of the United States. I'm not going to call him names. I know what he's up against, and we're not going to treat the president like Ann Coulter on this show. And I don't know who her followers are, but to me, you know, she's out of line. So let's go back to why I'm not going to send out a tweet like that. I sent out a tweet this morning referred to these two guys, number 3. So, first of all, on the left, first of all, I can't call this the honorable. It always gets me when I say like the honorable. But on the left is Richard Shelby, a Republican from Alabama, okay? This guy came into office in 1986, folks. The guy on the left in the blue tie, 1986 from Alabama, a Republican. He is the swamp. Look at his record, okay? Then let's go to Patrick Leahy, the one on the right, 1974. This guy came into the Senate in 1974. The President of the United States, 2 years. 2 years trying to clean this mess up. And you're not, I'm sorry, I'm not going to accept Patrick Leahy from Vermont, this Democrat coming out, and Richard Shelby, the actual swamp, and telling me that they made a good deal. Can't accept it. I can't go there. I can't paint this. I mean, I can't paint this picture. I cannot put a rainbow over this storm from the swamp with this deal. I can't do it, okay? So I'm asking Republican Congressman Doug Collins, I put it online, to vote no. I'm asking the president to veto it. I am. I disagree with this. There's no way. Now, when there's no way these two can come out, okay, go to number 26, okay? All right? Number 26, there's no way when Chuck Schumer, okay, bipartisan support for border security compromise, Chuck Schumer, Democrat. Folks, there's no way that Chuck Schumer can come out of there after Patrick Leahy, all right, 1974, did I just have that up? And Richard Shelby there from Here's the thing, 1986. What's important about Shelby getting there in 1986? What's important about it? Why is that significant? Because 1986 is the Ronald Reagan immigration deal, right? 1986. That's the one that, for you and I that really like President Reagan, you know, we cringe and say we wish he would not have made the 1986 immigration amnesty deal, because what was he supposed to get? He was supposed to get border security in that deal, and he did not get the border security in that deal. The Democrats and the National Chamber of Commerce, what did they get? They got amnesty. So in 1986, Richard Shelby was there, Republican from Alabama. In 1986, Leahy was there. These people have been there all along. They've had looked and study and take the time of how many different Congresses have been sworn in throughout the years that have had an opportunity to do something on this crisis on the border. But yet these two come out and tell me and you, we've come to a good deal. Then you got this piece of garbage that comes out, and I'm trying not to go there and be ugly this morning, but Chuck Schumer comes out and he says, you know, in something like this, everybody doesn't get what they want. Why in the hell are we okay with everybody not getting what they want? Why are we not okay with saying, let's do what's right? I get so tired of these people coming out and say, well, in a deal like this, everybody doesn't get what they want. It's not a matter of what I want. It's not a matter of what I'm okay with. It's a matter of what's right and wrong for the American people on the southern border. Okay? So that is my, now they've gone after Sean Hannity. And usually I don't bring other talk shows. I mean, I like Sean Hannity. I'm going to tell you nicely at 9 o'clock when he comes on, it's past my bedtime, whether that's funny or not. So I generally don't watch Sean. In the afternoons, I'm very busy with things, so I'll pick up clips, okay? But in the grand scheme of things, I like the guy. Let's go to number 27. CNN, they're all going after Sean Hannity. Now, this is something that's interesting because what the media is doing right now is they're claiming that Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity, and people much like myself, whatever, I know the president's watching this morning, right? They're claiming that the right-wing conservative talk, much like myself, is pushing the president in making these bad no deals, they're calling them bad no deals, and hurting, you know, just to engage and keep the base fired up. They're going after Sean Hannity. Border compromise is pathetic. That's on CNN this morning, straight out of the box. And then there's another one here from MSNBC. I'm going to find that one on Sean Hannity. Okay, let me find that. I'm getting there, Sean Hannity. Okay, this is MSNBC. I just wanted you to see that they're all in lockstep, CNN, MSNBC. Go to number 6, okay? Sean Hannity slams garbage compromise on preliminary agreement on border security. They're coming after Sean Hannity. They want this deal. I feel it's a bad deal. I'm going to go, let me go through my pictures here, Josh. I'm going to pick out a couple more. But don't forget, Monday, we brought up the bullet train in California, okay? Now, let's say this really quickly, because let's not gloss over number 4. I'm trying to piece all this together with this deal. El Chapo, is it Guzman El Chapo? Mexican drug lord El Chapo found guilty, faces life in prison. Now, let's pull this into perspective, okay? I don't know, you can fact check my numbers. But what did we confiscate? What do we got? Is it somewhere around $14 billion? No joke, right? You can look that up. What do we have? Somewhere around $14 billion bucks from this guy? Why are we glossing over? You know, we will talk about border security. We're talking that we shouldn't have a wall. That's the media because this guy used tunnels. If we have confiscated in the area of $14 billion, let's say that's the number I heard or something out there. Let's just say it's as low as 10, right? Wow. But if we've confiscated that much money from this guy and he's totally found guilty, and this guy is a cartel, head of a cartel, $14 billion of some way, somehow, some form, this guy got drugs into this country. That's $14 billion worth of our kids' addiction, killing, a crisis with drugs right there. Right there. Imagine the money, the amount of drugs for the money we confiscated this guy that got into this country. All right? Long before Donald Trump's president of the United States. Long before the president is sworn in. Guess who's there during all this time? People like Patrick Leahy, people like Chuck Schumer, people like Shelby. So Ted Cruz wants to use this money that's confiscated once this guy has been found guilty of these federal charges, is going to spend life in a supermax. Senator Ted Cruz wants to use the money to build the wall. I can agree with that. And let me go through, let me get anything else on the wall and get that over with, all right? Because I want to do 3 subjects this morning, and I can get here. Number 22, Schumer and them are saying, and there's Leahy standing behind Chuck Schumer. I mean, I mean the visual here, but there's Schumer saying, you know what? If the president takes 1.37 billion, whatever it is, he cannot legally, under the they're claiming he has to come back and get approval from Congress to take money from anywhere else. So they're going to fight him. Here is Shelby, number 23. Shelby says 1.37 billion is only a down payment. I don't like Richard Shelby. Have you caught on to that? I like nothing about Richard Shelby. I like nothing about these 2 swamp-dwelling creatures that have come out to tell me that this is a good deal. Mr. President, veto this damn bill, but I'll support you Monday morning if you go for it. I will support you Monday morning. Okay, number 24, Trump not thrilled about the border deal. Okay, he's not thrilled about it, he said yesterday, but the shutdown, they're going to make, look, the shutdown would be worse this time, right? Because they're already writing the articles. I wish I had 4 hours today. They're already writing the articles, and they're making tax returns, refunds, a disaster, okay? I mean, the media is highlighting that there's a major disaster in tax refunds. If he doesn't sign this Friday, we're right into February, okay? We're right into the time where 40-some% of Americans used the government as a savings account. What the hell is wrong with you people, okay? You use the government as a savings account throughout the year, and then you rush over to pay somebody to do your taxes to see if you're getting $4,000 or $5,000 back, okay? This year you're not getting as much back. And they're freaking out, and they're bringing in all these specialists to explain why your refund is not as big as it was last year. Here's one simple note. Damn it, you didn't pay as much in weekly as you did last year because you kept $40 because you got a tax break. So you didn't pay as much in. So at the end of the year, when you go over there, the government's not giving back as much of your money that you gave them to save for you all year. What the hell's wrong with these people? Can't they teach any damn thing in school with simple math? We had a class. Now here I'm getting side railed, but we had a class in the 10th grade. It was called simple math. It was a thing where you opened the picture and there's a damn picture of a washing machine, and they told you the washing machine was $429, and if you bought it over time at 10% for 24 months, it cost you this to buy the damn washing machine. Do kids understand that damn stuff anymore? I swear I wasn't going to get worked up. But I hear this, right? Listen, the IRS, if he takes the shutdown, you got to understand, if the guy shuts things down, they are ready, locked and loaded with the disaster at the IRS. They'll have cameras at every Jackson Hewitt, H&R Block, every tax place with some poor schlub coming out and say, I couldn't get my refund because they're closed. They'll do everything this time. We are right in the midst. It's not the Christmas holiday. Okay, that's one of the reasons I'm going to say skate, that the president had the opportunity to skate a little bit through the shutdown is the Christmas holidays, all right? But now we're right in the middle of tax refunds. We're right in the middle of these people getting their paychecks. And if you think they were starving and on a food line last time, wait to see what the media does with it this time. So the president might be stuck Friday to sign this piece of you-know-what, and I'm going to support him Monday, but I'm begging him not. So I got sidetracked. I got 2 other things I got to cover before we get out of here. Okay, now let's go to this because we're going to take a break in a minute. When we come back, Bruce and Rick are going to come in here and they're going to take the rest of the show, and they got all these subjects and they're going to give you their opinion of should there be a shutdown. I'm interested. Here's the bottom line, okay? Now, there's nothing about President Donald J. Trump that's anti-Semitic, period. Okay, they tried to do that during the campaign, right? They're trying to do that during the campaign. Donald Trump's son-in-law is Jared Kushner. And I'm going to tell you, a Jew name in New York, Kushner is Kushner, okay? It's a Jew name in New York. He's a Jewish young man there. That's his son-in-law. That's the father of his grandkids. His daughter is converted, okay? It's a Jewish family. The guy's not an anti-Semite, period. Done deal. But no, because of the Muslim. Damn it, why won't anybody come online and just say she's a Muslim? Why not? I mean, why are they talking like this? Like number 15. I don't have time to go into it. I got to go somewhere. I got to be somewhere. But number 15, Trump calls out Omar to resign over her remarks condemned as anti-Semitic. I told you yesterday. What did I tell you yesterday? I said, this is no apology. Nancy Pelosi called her up and said, this is what the hell you're going to do, and you're going to do it immediately because I'm the head of the DCCC, and I'm the best fundraiser in the damn country, and I got Congress elected, and I'm the reason Congress is in control by the Democrats, not you and your scarf head there. You're going to apologize. So what does she do? She writes oh, I'm sorry, but... No. Everybody read between the lines. This lady is a Muslim. She hates the Jews, damn it. I get tired of somebody just will not come on and tell you the truth. This Muslim woman does not like Jewish people. She's anti-Semitic, period. And here's the damn thing that really gets under my skin, is we changed the rules. Nancy Pelosi changed the rules in Congress for her to wear this scarf over her head. The rules are changed. You can now wear a religious covering in Congress for this woman here, right here, the anti-Semite. So they're trying to tell you that Trump is he's an anti-Semite. Look, number 18, okay? Number 18, they're going up and saying that Trump is being... remember at Charlottesville, they're saying Trump is being hypocritical with this woman, okay? At Charlottesville, Trump came out and said there were some good people in Charlottesville. Trump put this ad out, and it looks to be that he tweeted this, and Hillary made history, most corrupt candidate ever. It looks like this is in 2016, in a Jewish star. And then the one they're really going after, which I loved, is number 17. Trump gave a speech in 2015, okay? And they're playing this all over MSNBC as him being, and I'm running along, I got to get this done, as him being the, what did I have here? A hypocrite, okay, being hypocritical, okay? Because in 2015, Trump criticized Representative Omar for anti-Semitic and is immediately called out for hypocrisy. Okay, hypocrisy, that big word, all right? So hypocrisy, he's being called out. Because in 2015, he was at a Republican Jewish coalition lunch, right? And he started talking about what we spent on, wasted money. And he said to them, he said to this group of Jewish business Republicans, he said, I don't want your money. And you're probably mad because you want to give it to me. He said, and then he says in this room, it's hilarious because I watched the tape on it. He said, you know what? We would be better negotiators. And he said, in a room like this, oh, I know you guys like to negotiate. And it got great laughter all across the room. But supposedly that's anti-Semitic. That is framing up the Jewish people like to negotiate. I'm going to tell you firsthand, they like to negotiate. I negotiated many days going back and forth and back and forth. I had a Jewish customer in Brooklyn. You would start at 8 o'clock in the morning with a price. And my God, you'd be till 9 o'clock. 19 phone calls, back and forth until you finalized everything. Yeah, just saying. Anyhow, I got to get out of here, but let me go through my pictures. Josh, here's what there's, all right, the president there's the Senate, and this is my last thing, I got to go. The Senate Intelligence Committee has found no collusion, okay? We know there's nothing. We know the real Russian collusion is Hillary Clinton. We don't have time to go into that and break that down. But there's been no collusion found, okay? No obstruction, collusion, nothing tying the campaign to the Russians, and there's nothing there, nothing to see, and we're pretty sure with everything that's coming out that this Mueller report, or may not have a report, there's not going to be no smoking gun. It's not going to be a big deal. So what does the media do? They report that, and it takes them about, if you'll watch, it takes them about 15 seconds to say there's no finding of Russian collusion by the Senate Intelligence Committee, but they don't have access to all of Mueller's information. So what did they do? They ran straight to the polling, right? And let's go with number 12 here. I think it's number 12, okay? Immediately this morning, MSNBC, Morning Joe and them, they jumped right out. Congress impeaching Trump if Mueller report finds he authorized coordination with Russia. 61% of Americans want to start the impeachment process, according to their polling that they ran and got. They ran and got this polling, right? Washington Post, yeah, there's a zinger, right? 61% if in the report. Okay, that's one. Then you go to MSNBC, number 13. All right, number 13. Congress impeaching Trump if report. See, they're bypassed. They shifted immediately. They want you to know, but the Senate Intelligence Committee finding nothing, but is where they're going. So Congress impeaching Trump if report finds he obstructed Russian investigation. 65% of Americans want him to be impeached if they find that in the report, okay? And then the kicker, number 11, okay, MSNBC again, they went right for this. Should Mueller's final report be released in its entirety? Now, here's the interesting thing is most people have no idea what the report is even being written for. Should the Mueller final report be released in its entirety, made public? 81% said yes, it should be made public. So here's the kicker. 81% say it should be made public. Okay. Number 12, all right? Number 12. 61%, if Trump, they find out Trump's report he authorized coordination with the Russians, 61% want to start impeachment. Number 13, Congress impeached Trump if report finds he obstructed Russian investigation, 65%. So they're going to fight for the release. And when there's nothing to the release, they're going to release things, they're going to leak things in this report to try to build a case. Now, the media is going to build this case. Oh, hell no, not Mueller. The media will build this case. You watch and see. I got to go. I got to take a break. There's so much going on. I say no to the deal. But, Mr. President, I'll support you Monday morning and come in here and do all I can to help in any way I can in support, but I say no to this deal. But do what you got to do. I'm your host, BKP. Now, when we come back, we're going to have put up the winner. We have a Valentine's Day contest out here. We have the winner. Josh, tell them who won because I can't see that across the room. I don't want tell them at home who won our Valentine's Day giveaway winner contest there.
It says the winner is Barbara Steiner Johnson.
Barbara Steiner Johnson. And what we asked you to do is tell us your favorite love song. Shania Twain, you're still the one. You won right there. They're going to be in touch with you to come pick up over $250 worth of gifts and prizes on this giveaway. I'm going to take a break. We're going to put this up a couple more times throughout the morning, Josh. Make sure we do. Rick and Bruce are going to be in here and wonder what the hell their opinion's going to be on half this stuff. But you're going to find out right after these messages.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead. The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance. Going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Welcome to Mountain Valley Motors. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles available, plus a wide selection of quality used vehicles. Located at 7535 Appalachian Highway in Blue Ridge, we treat the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. We know that you have high expectations, and as a car dealer, we enjoy the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow us to demonstrate our commitment to excellence. Our experienced sales staff is eager to share its knowledge and enthusiasm with you. We encourage you to browse our online inventory, schedule a test drive, and investigate financing options. Visit us online or call us at 706-516-1053.
Hey, good morning, folks. We're going to try to clean this up a little bit and take you the rest of the way. This is Bruce and Rick. You know us better from the All-Star panel on Friday. Brian had some obligations in the community this morning, so he asked us to come in and give us the best NPR rendition we could do. We need to slow it down a little bit after that.
I don't know if we need to slow it down. What is that Green Deal crap? Recycled urine? It's just not working for me.
Woo, there's a good way to start. Anyway, Bruce and Rick are going to pick up here where Brian left off and see if we can cover a little bit of ground today. We'll try to finish up on this Green New Deal, give you our perspective on that, which is, I don't know, it's
About
probably
the same perspective, maybe not as emotional.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it won't be as emotional. My wife says, give it more passion. After seeing Brian in here, I don't know. Anyway.
How are we going to do trains to Europe? It's just.
By the way, we did book our next trip.
Oh, really?
It's 10 years out, but yeah, we are going to take the bullet train from New York to Portugal.
Portugal, all right. Well, it's
And
2
there's
years
only-
before the end of the world, so yeah, get it
Yeah.
in before it's too late.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, Brian touched on some Green Deal stuff this morning. The Green New Deal. They've rolled out a new plan to kind of take the sharp edges off the first plan that came out, and of
Yeah.
course the liberal media is covering, and that first plan didn't even exist.
Yeah, it was too much, too big a bite.
Go ahead.
So they, one of the things they dropped out in the second release or version 2, whatever you want to call it, is like this thing on urine. I mean, they had something in there about men should put urine in a drug. I guess women too. And let it sit for 6 hours, and then you can somehow magically drink that and survive. So that didn't make it.
Wasn't there something about Soylent Green at one time?
Oh boy, yeah, it's all around this green stuff. And then there was nuclear power. I think that got dropped in version 2.
Nuclear. What people came out and said, you want to eliminate nuclear power? You talk about a dirty mess.
Yeah, well,
trying to get rid of that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the big knock on nuclear. I mean, the radioactive waste and things like that.
Yeah.
But as a energy source that's relatively green, if you don't have all the waste issues, I mean, it's way up there. And they basically threw that under the bus. So.
What sets me nuts is all of these new candidates that are coming out on the Democratic side. They're all buying into this thing. And you don't know whether that's just because everybody else is doing it, whether no one's got an original thought, whether they can't stand up for what they truly believe. And in their heart of hearts, folks, you know darn well that they know that this is not tenable. Yeah, this is so off the chain, but the cover and the pundits out there like Jessica Boris Karloff.
Non-binding resolution.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
It's
It's
just
non-binding resolution.
It's just a conversation starter. Well, then why are we wasting the time on it?
Exactly. Why are we even talking about it? But hey, here we are. I mean, it's amazing the amount of press this is getting. I mean, it's incredible. But again, I think it goes back somewhat to AOC. And all these candidates, they're I think afraid to lose out. They're afraid that if they don't, get behind this thing that they're going to lose votes.
They will lose the oxygen in the room.
Yeah.
They won't be considered.
Or a segment of the voters.
Yeah, exactly. So McConnell's going to bring it to vote.
Yep.
The Senate is going to bring it to vote. Get everybody to put their name on it. He who wants it, she who wants it, and they who don't.
Yeah. It's going to force the Democrats to,
put up or shut up.
Yeah, put up or shut
and
up.
then they're just going to, they're going to. I predict, for whatever that's worth.
He predicts.
Yeah, that they're going to bring it to vote, and it's going to be a party line vote for the most part.
I would think, but the way they do things with votes, that like they can, be for it, but not really go on the record for
That's
it.
my point.
I mean,
Yeah.
they will find some way to wiggle out of this and make themselves.
In order to placate Schumer. Mm-hmm. Okay, Chucky, Chuck Schumer, we're going to say, yeah, we're going to vote for it, but we're going to go back to our constituents and say, we're really not for that.
Yeah.
It's just a talking point. It's just a conversation starter.
Yeah,
Doesn't
or
that
they'll
drive you
somehow
crazy?
split it and they'll vote for one part of it, but they won't vote for the other part, and they say, hey, see, we.
Yeah, we couldn't split the baby, so the only way that we could say that we're for this piece and this piece is by voting for the whole piece.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And these are your representatives at work, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's just amazing that they do these, sham votes.
And they're still tripping over 1.37 billion.
Yeah, for the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. anyway.
But
so,
going back to the genesis of the new Green Deal.
Yeah.
Again, Miss
Cortez.
Ocasio-Cortez, she did reference that some of her inspiration for this was from FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Oh, and they're
for those of you who haven't ever studied American
Yeah.
political history, president back in the 30s and into the 40s, he had the New Deal.
And the New Deal basically was put together to recover from the Great Depression.
Yes, correct.
33 to 36, this New Deal went into play. Depression was in 29, and the country's recovering. So this New Deal, and it was. You go ahead.
It was very much socialistic. I mean, one of the things that FDR believed in was that the government should control the major entities in the American lifestyle that had to do with power, had to do with water, sewage, things like that. So
infrastructure,
yeah, if you will, the highway systems,
social programs.
Yeah, social.
It was the beginning of the welfare state, basically.
Yeah. I mean, because I think Social Security only came in 1933. Hello.
Yeah, 16th Amendment, right? 16th Amendment, Social Security, welfare state. This whole thing, this FDR New Deal was built around. Let me back up. He told the American people this was the new economy, where it did nothing but go back to the original combination of Mussolini's fascism, Hitler's socialism in Russia and Germany, communism, and what FDR did. FDR was a big follower of Mussolini. He loved Mussolini. He loved the fascist ideas and the redistribution of wealth.
Yeah, and as well as the control aspect.
Yeah.
Mussolini, the trains will run on time, and by God darn it, they did.
Yeah, exactly. And then you look at the Social Security Administration, and who's got a bust up there that they all genuflect to every day? Some guy from Mussolini's regime that came up with the redistribution of wealth.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but
I can't think of his name either. But I guarantee if you look it up, it's there.
So this was the genesis, or one of the inspirational bases for the new Green Deal, which is sort of recycling many of the things of FDR's New Deal. And it's astounding, I mean, that this is getting so much play, other than you can understand people when they hear things are going to be given to them for nothing. People say, yeah, sure, count me in. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I don't have to work and I get paid? What the hell?
I'm willing to work.
Yeah,
we're going to pay you.
Yeah, well, that was taken out. That rollout thing with the sharp edges, that little thing about people getting paid that were unwilling to work, that got taken out. Nuclear got taken out. Even the reference to obsolete, make air travel obsolete.
Oh yeah, the airplanes. We can't give up the airplanes.
Was kind of fudged on that a little bit too. But
Yeah.
we're still taking your cars, folks. We're still taking your energy. We're still taking fossil fuels. They're going away. No more fossil fuels.
Yeah, just renewables. Well, I mean, renewables now, I think the last numbers I saw were something like 1.3% of the energy mix. It may be 3%, somewhere in the very single-digit numbers. But, if solar power and wind power are so good, why are they so damn expensive? You just can't get the same amount.
Why are they taking the wind power down in the liberal Northeast? Because they don't work and they don't like them.
Well, they're macerating birds too. I mean, they have like astounding bird kill with those things.
If we had,
so you got the bird lovers against the green energy people.
Yeah,
go figure it out.
If we had the storage capabilities in batteries,
and we don't,
you're right.
And it's a long way down the road.
If we had a grid system that could distribute solar and wind power, if we had it, it would take an area the size bigger than California.
Oh, yeah.
just to be able to have solar farms and wind farms, to be able to even come close to supporting it. And if it did come about, the experts say that the distribution capability, we'd have such peaks and valleys and spikes that we wouldn't know whether we were coming or going. We'd be shutting off our computers constantly because they'd be crashing. We'd have brownouts constantly all over the place.
Yeah, and if you take the area of California with all the peaks and mountains and everything there, which of course you can't put solar panels on, and spread that out, I mean, it is a huge, huge area. And then you get a couple cloudy days. What do you got to do? Come on.
I don't want to be in that airplane on a cloudy day, right? When you get the solar panels on the wings.
Yeah,
and
really.
all of a sudden we say, we're going in. You know, we make light of it, but it's just, we're from a generation that just doesn't think that way, and we sound like our old parents right now. I know we do. I know you're out there going, geez, I suppose you walked 5 miles to school uphill both ways too. But I'm telling you,
in the winter.
Yeah, it just, you know, I'm hopeful that when people just really think about this and look at these proposals individually, and if you think outside the box, let's just take air travel. How are we going to defend our country? How are we going to...
What do you mean? Everybody else isn't going to join us on this bandwagon?
Yeah, exactly. Russia's going to go, hey, the dummies are getting rid of the airplanes, Stosh.
Go to DEFCON 4.
That's right. It just, I don't know. It just...
Yeah, but still you see the politicians jumping on. You know, Cory Booker now says, well, you know, we have to stop eating meat. There's just not enough resources to, like, grow the farting cows. I mean, come on. It's
can you believe he
well,
came out with
we
that?
Shouldn't spend any time on this because
platform?
it's really just it's really just a play for headlines, in my opinion, because everybody now is saying, oh, you know, we're just floating an idea. It's starting the conversation. It's a non-binding resolution. Get off it. Come on.
Cory Booker comes out yesterday, you know, vegan. He said, the only way that we're going to sustain the planet is if everybody stops eating meat. Really?
Where's the beef?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the beef?
Yeah, exactly. What are we going to do? Do you think the Irish people and they're going to give up all of their sheep?
I think this is he's throwing a bone.
The Australians?
No.
Giving up their sheep? The New Zealanders?
No. I think he's throwing a bone to the film industry because they're going to do a remake of Mad Max, and instead of cars and trucks, they're going to have animals, you know, underground and like, you know, caves and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, Tom Cotton came out and really blasted Cortez yesterday, didn't he?
What did he say?
Well, you know, he just absolutely blasted her for the
same sort of things we were saying.
Too many people in the media have been complicit in the Stalin-like 84 technique of making her original white paper FAQs disappear. You know, nothing going on here, folks. Nothing. You know, there was nothing there. Just pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah,
We're coming back to you with the new plan that's a little bit rounded on the. Yeah, never mind. Anyway. He was on the Hugh Hewitt show, and he was, you know, he jumped to endorse the radical package, and what was inside it. But it's just remarkable.
I mean, but this is where we are. We're like, you know, a brand new Congresswoman coming in, and you know, getting out of her situation in New York, whatever she was doing there with her apartment, all that. So she's now getting $174,000 a year. Trying to figure out how to like settle in Washington D.C. and she throws this.
I can't make it on 174 a year.
No.
I can't get a decent place to live.
Yeah, that resonates with lots of people, I'm sure.
Yeah, especially.
And you know, she throws this thing together again with the assistance of Markey, Ed Markey from Massachusetts. You know, longtime liberal congressperson, senator, I think.
Yeah.
And you know, this is like everybody's talking about this for weeks now. I mean, and we have issues like the wall, we got China trade, we got the Middle East, we got so many other issues of importance. And we're just spending so much time on this thing.
And then, you know, I swear that the Democrat Party has gone off the rails. Democratic Party has gone off the rails. It just seems like the entire focus is shifted to these 3 female freshman representatives, Talib, Cortez, and Omar, and what their daily off-the-wall narrative is.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, it comes out yesterday that Talib was writing for Farrakhan in the mid 2000s, 2006, 2007, something like that.
yeah, Louis Farrakhan, you know, real great leader right there.
So I mean, you got all of that attributable to her, Minnesota representative. You've got Omar, another Minnesota rep. No, excuse me, Talib is Michigan.
Yeah.
You got
Michigan.
Omar.
Omar's Minnesota.
Yeah, you got Omar from Minnesota, from a Somali community, and she's been blasted and criticized and called on the carpet by Pelosi for her anti-Semitism. Folks.
And Trump. I mean, Trump said she should resign for those sort of statements.
I guarantee you that resignation or that obligatory "I'm sorry," the mea culpa that she gave, that was about as sincere as, I don't know what the analogy would be.
Well, she got it right from Nancy Pelosi's office and just, you know, put her name on it and
Put a
it out.
stamp on it and then
Yeah.
put the caveat at the end.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, but we still need to get rid of AIPAC because they're the support mechanism for that brings money from the Jewish donors to support the Republicans.
It's
Really?
the American Israeli Political Action Committee.
Yeah, exactly. They put together all these different PACs to support, and you know, right, wrong, or indifferent on the what's the word I want on the
what word are you looking for?
The lobbyists. Sorry, I couldn't come up with lobbyists. Right, wrong, and different on the lobbyist thing. If you go back and you look at some of her comments that have come out recently, some of the tweets that she put out, there is no question in my mind that this will not be the last of any of those anti-Semite comments. Do you think?
No, I think she, you know, they don't seem to mind putting their foot in their mouth all the time. I mean, they just say, hey, you know, it's me stirring the pot.
Yeah.
And, you know, kind of that's what I'm here for. I'm going to stir the pot.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
It's certainly getting reaction. And, of course, the media is complicit in this. Let's get that straight, folks. The media is complicit in moving a lot of these issues down the line, keeping it in the news when we should be moving on, as I said before.
It's
to
cover.
more important things.
They're running cover for
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
You know, they could do whatever they want, and it'll be okay because we'll put it out there in such a way that you know you won't look like the bad guy.
And like Cotton said, Senator Cotton, I mean, Stalin-like or 1984, the book 1984.
Yep.
The government controls everything, controls the press. Hello. They're going to tell you exactly what they want you to hear, and it's going to be their story. So all this other stuff that you know, people now under our current system have an outlet or freedom to say, that's going to be gone, folks. It's going to be the government controlling the output, and you are going to be getting exactly what they want to hear and nothing more.
Yep. Anyway, the fake news lives on, huh?
Indeed.
Fake news lives on. It's 9:05. We've been running our traps here for about 25 minutes or so. We're gonna have a little fun in the last half hour. We got some pictures, some clips. We're gonna do a little kind of a potpourri thing, but from 9:05 to say 9:30 or so, why don't we talk a little bit about John Dowd, the president's former
attorney?
Yeah, attorney, and his critique of the Mueller probe, and then maybe we ought to give a little shout out to George Soros and share with the folks if they don't know what he's been whining about over in Europe. I know that when we come on, we always like to touch on Europe a little bit and just do a little European update. He's been moaning the blues about worrying about whether his New World Order and whether EU is going to go away. So why don't we touch on that when we come back? We're going to take care of our valued supporters out there that make this show possible. We're delighted to be here with you. Brian had to leave and go out into the community and do a little outreach this morning. I think he had a 9 o'clock appointment. We were delighted, Bruce and I are delighted to be here to finish up the show. We're glad Josh is at the helm to keep us on the straight and narrow. So Josh, why don't you take us to break and we'll see you on the other side.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance. Going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Welcome to Mountain Valley Motors. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles available, plus a wide selection of quality used vehicles. Located at 7535 Appalachian Highway in Blue Ridge, we treat the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. We know that you have high expectations, and as a car dealer, we enjoy the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow us to demonstrate our commitment to excellence. Our experienced sales staff is eager to share its knowledge and enthusiasm with you. We encourage you to browse our online inventory, schedule a test drive, and investigate financing options. Visit us online or call us at 706-516-1053.
Hey, we're back. Bruce and Rick here with you. Subbing in for Brian, who had a little community project he had to take care of this morning. We're delighted to be here. We'll be with you again on Friday when we visit Circuit World with a Ask the Doc segment, All-Star Panel.
North Georgia.
Jesse will be with us from, what's the name of her center, Josh? Cameron Hall, thank you very much. Josh is there to...
And
Pet the Star of the Week, Pet of the Week. I don't know if anybody saw it last week. We hope you did. We had...
Puppy World.
We had Puppy World on, yeah, exactly. Boy, I got home and it was Puppy World in my house, too, because my 2 dogs, all they did was chase me around all day and getting all those puppy smells. Last we spoke, we were going to cover John Dowd a little bit. John
Dowd.
Yeah, John, the president's attorney who came out and absolutely just blasted the Mueller hoax. You want to?
Well, he's his ex-attorney. He's not representing him anymore.
Yeah.
And essentially, he said, I know exactly what he has. I know exactly what the witnesses have all said. And this amounts to a huge nothing burger.
Yeah.
There's nothing in there. So
he said that basically the Mueller investigation has perpetrated the biggest fraud in U.S. history. Those are pretty strong words.
But of course, the Democrats and the mainstream media compare this to Ken Starr. They're going to, no matter what is said, from the right or from the Republicans on this, they are going to take it back and say, same thing Ken Starr did, with poor Bill Clinton. But anyway, that's another story.
Didn't his statements came out, I think it started with ABC and then it blew up. But wasn't it also as a result of what the Senate Intelligence?
Yeah, I think that was the
genesis of the whole thing.
Yeah, that catalyzed the comment.
Yeah, I mean, they came out and basically said, there ain't nothing here, folks.
Yeah.
We can't find anything nonpartisan, but of course the partisan side,
nonpartisan,
i.e. John Warner. John, you need to stay in your own state. You got a lot of issues there, dude. Why don't you do a little counseling back there with this? Anyway, I won't go there.
The Three Stooges.
The Three Stooges, yeah, Mo, Larry, and Curly. Hey, Mo! Anyway, where was I? The Democrat side, they're stepping back and saying, well, we just really need to wait. Yeah, we don't see anything now, but we really need to wait just to see maybe what Mueller has there.
There could be a crime in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's what John Dowd said. That's why he came out and blasted him, saying, I've seen everything. I know who the witnesses are. I've seen the testimony. The only reason I stepped down is because Trump was talking about possibly doing a sit-down with Mueller, and they had a disagreement over how that should be handled. So, I mean, he just felt, my work is done here. They got nothing. Let me go do something else for a while.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, he's saying the big question now is if it's going to be released to the public. Oh boy, strap in for that one.
Yeah.
I mean, if this isn't released to the public, I mean, that's going to cover up, whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and when this came out, have you noticed that there's been a lot more emphasis on the FBI and how they handled the Hillary thing in terms of the Anthony Weiner laptop, the fast tracking through the laptop, and how over the years they just absolutely made a concerted effort to cover for her.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some allegations made that there certainly were some things going on between the Hillary camp and the FBI, which should not ever happen in our country, but seem to have occurred, and that raises serious questions. And of course, this will immediately bring up the whole, they're out to get Hillary, with all costs, and it'll be used as a counterweight to this. But it should be really interesting to see if it's released or it's redacted, or how that plays out, because it has to go, I think, to the president. The DOJ gets it, and then I think the president gets it.
Well, it'll be interesting when Barr finally gets confirmed, what attitude he takes, because I know Devin Nunes has been all over the airwaves lately about, regardless of whether they're in the minority now on the representative side, they're still going to try to put forth, and whether it works or not, or whether it's just optics, they're still going to try to put forth subpoenas to get to more testimony, and what he's pushing for, and I think what the Senate will be pushing for, with the help of Lindsey Graham, is to try to bring more. We were talking about it earlier. To the DOJ to bring criminal referrals.
Yes.
Criminal referrals over to the DOJ for them to follow up on, and I really believe that Barr, based on his background. And I think this is why why he was such a lightning rod when he went through, totally uncontested last time when HW hired him. And now all of a sudden it's going to be partisan lines.
Yeah, issues.
Yeah, issues.
But it's interesting, as you said, with this starting to come out, and dribble out and all that sort of stuff. I mean, you see the other things, the rotation out of Russia into impeachment.
Yeah.
Adam Schiff.
Yeah, they totally gloss over.
Well, no, it's a planned rotation. I mean, they're going to rotate away from Russia because, there's nothing to talk about there. And they're going to go on all this other stuff. Trump's son, the inaugural committee, they're going to start bringing up all these other obscure issues, and they're going to make them the, talk of the day.
Yeah. If those of you who are followers of this show probably recognize the name George McClelland. George is a contributor to FYN and to Fetcher News, in as much as he writes op-eds. He's got an op-ed on the website that I sent to a few friends of mine who have positively responded to it. I think it's a brilliantly written piece, and I sent a little shout out to George the other day, tell him how well it was done. Go on the website. It's called The Extent of the Deep State, and it goes all the way back to the Obamas and the Arkansas Whitewater deal,
Oh, geez.
and how James Comey became a loyalist then. He was one of the young DOJ attorneys in that inquiry, and has been protecting the Clinton crime racket ever since. He rose through the ranks as a trusted guy. So it's interesting how this whole story, this op-ed piece, and this conjecture, which I think is closer to fact than anything else, was developed by George. So if you really would like to, it's a quick read. Take a look at it, because I think it's brilliantly done, and it really kind of ties up where the fake news, the Lois Lerner and the IRS involvement, and how how the deep state continues with its backing of Obama becoming president, and Clapper and Brennan, all the loyalists, Holder, Lynch. It ties up in a really nice little bow how all of this fits together, and their intent on trying to bring down our President of the United States. So, George, well done. Take a look at it out there. And
how can they get to it?
By going to the Fetcher News site and look for the op-ed section, and it's called Extent of the Deep State. Again, it's a one-pager. It's a quick read, and I think George did a magnificent job on it. So, anyway, that'll kind of... in my mind, it kind of tied up for me how this whole thing continues to evolve.
Is there hope for the shallow state? That's what I want to know.
Is that you and I? This is the shallow duo up here. Let's see. We were going to talk on George Soros a little bit.
Oh, George.
George Soros.
The Hungarian flesh.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know they put a resolution in there that he couldn't raise any money to in Hungary? I can't remember what it was. I read something on it now, but they have passed some kind of a resolution where Soros could not put money into any effort that would try to undermine exactly what they're doing.
Well, when you know someone's a mud bug, you call them a mud bug.
George Soros is up in arms lately. I don't know if you've seen anything. He's kind of been under the radar, even though he continues to, just kind of to fund all of these initiatives. And George is a guy that wants to make sure that the EU remains intact and we continue on pace to have a one government new world order. And in his mind, and in my mind, frankly, when you do a little bit of the research, things in Europe right now are not going well for the New World Order and the EU.
Yeah.
We've got
There's turmoil.
in
Baguette land.
We've got so many populist candidates being running, being recognized, running for office and winning. We've got Hungary. Viktor Orban ran on an anti-mass migration campaign, anti-mass migration campaign, where have you heard that before, as a populist, and his 5-star movement won. Austria's got a new leader as a populist. Czech Republic, populist one. Merkel stepping down from the right-wing pressure that's being put on by the AfD, the Alternative for Germany, Deutschland. Macron.
Emmanuel Macron.
Yes. That guy's taking a hit. I'd love to see what his favorable rating is, wouldn't you? What do you think it's in the teens?
Way down there. I mean, I don't know if the French do polls the same way as here, but yeah.
The Yellow Vests, they come out every weekend, and let me tell you, the mainstream media is not covering it, folks. But if you dig down in the weeds and see what's going on in France, I wouldn't want to be strutting around on the streets in Paris on the weekends, because you'll be right in the middle of it.
Yeah. I mean, and he's rolled out an opposing group, the Red Vests. So, the Reds and the Yellows clash. I mean, there's smoke, tear gas. It's not good for tourism, but hey.
And then Italy.
Yeah. The current prime minister is Giuseppe Conte with an E.
Not to be confused with Conte with an I.
Yeah, right. And then their deputy prime minister, Matteo Salvini, has been very, very outspoken recently on financial issues in Europe particularly. And they're definitely a much more populist government than Italy's seen in a long time.
George Soros put $560,000. Now, that's probably not a lot of money to him.
No.
But he put a lot of money behind this anti-Brexit campaign, where they're trying to do a redo.
Yeah, and George Soros, you have to remember, is running what is the Open Society Foundations. This is a multi-billion-dollar grant-making company or foundation, I should say, that dispenses money around the world for issues that interest him and the foundation board, as it were. So they get into everything like the Organization for Black Struggle, Missourians Organizing for Reform, the Center for Responsive Politics. It's just amazing. They have their fingers in a lot of things. 37 offices around the world. So
and he funds their whole thing.
Yeah. And he funded it originally. I mean, and it has grown on its own. I mean, they get contributions from the entertainment industry and governments, and I mean, they're multi-billion dollars to play with.
Notwithstanding his continued effort to try to undermine Trump.
Yeah, he does not like Donald John Trump.
What do you think Europe's got? Let's go back to the Brexit thing for a minute. That's going to happen, right?
That's going to be an inflection point. Yeah, how it happens. I mean, it's the end of March. I think it's the 29th. And of course,
they have to come to some kind of an agreement with the headquarters in Belgium. Is that?
Yeah, to step away from the EU, but I mean, still have trading relations and making sure the standards for everything are similar. So it's been a daunting task to make this happen, and it's been very contentious.
I never can remember the exact dates. I know you spent a lot of time living in Europe in the Far East, right? Mm-hmm. You call that the Far East. Were you under EU rule when you were there? When you lived in Belgium?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And did you any takeaways?
Well, I mean, this was back in the 80s. I mean, you could see then that, like, Brussels, the headquarters of the European Union, basically wanted to do like the U.S. has done on the federal level to a degree, have certain guidelines and regulations that all the European Union, which was originally 6, then grew to be 10, and now is, I don't know what the number is, 17 or something. They wanted to have everybody, follow the same rules on food purity, packaging, cars, standards, all this sort of thing. And it wasn't so bad then, but I mean, it's gotten more and more where the government has involved themselves in people's lives, and there's been some good things, but it's been outweighed by, I think, a lot of the restrictive regulations that governments tend to do to justify their existence. It's a lot like our country.
Regulation nation, folks.
Yeah.
I was shocked at the amount of money that the EU takes in from these, that they just literally suck the lifeblood out of some of these countries.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they have high tax rates on income. And of course, when we lived in Belgium in the early 80s, you know, they said the national game there was tax evasion. And they used to have people driving down to Luxembourg, you know, across the border from Belgium, and Luxembourg was sort of a more free state, if you will. I mean, you could put money in bank accounts there, and they wouldn't report it. And people would be bringing carloads of money over. And the EU, as they grew, they started putting people at the border between Belgium and Luxembourg, and they would start taking pictures of license plates and, you know, all the things the government does to
Yeah.
like, get their fair share.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, now most of the countries there have a value-added tax that's anywhere from 15% to over 20%. So
Right.
on
On top of everything else.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some food things are exempted and things like that, but on just about everything else, you pay a huge value-added tax.
That's why we don't want to go there, folks. Anyway,
Absolutely not.
we blew through that segment pretty well. We've got a couple of things in the next segment. We're just going to jump around the board and talk a little state politics. We'll come up with a little magic of TV, and we'll see where that takes us. Anyway, we'll
take us to the end.
Yeah, it'll take us to the end. At 10 o'clock, we're gone. But as of right now, we're going to take a short break. Give some credence to our valued contributors out there as sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to get a little bit on the lighter side a little bit and have some fun, talk about a few things, and then blast out of here. So, Josh, take us a break, please.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance, going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Welcome to Mountain Valley Motors. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles available, plus a wide selection of quality used vehicles. Located at 7535 Appalachian Highway in Blue Ridge, we treat the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. We know that you have high expectations, and as a car dealer, we enjoy the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow us to demonstrate our commitment to excellence. Our experienced sales staff is eager to share its knowledge and enthusiasm with you. We encourage you to browse our online inventory, schedule a test drive, and investigate financing options. Visit us online or call us at 706-516-1053.
Hey, here we are. We're back again. Home stretch time. Bruce and Rick filling in for BKP, who's out in the community.
And they're breaking for the wire.
Yeah, here we go. Spinning out of the turn. A friend of mine down in Florida, Debbie, sent me something, and I haven't had time to fact check it.
But he wants to read it
But
first.
I got to share this with you because, you know, based on what you see, based on the optics of the whole thing, you'll see where it ties in. I gotta share this with you.
Everybody was wondering
what
she was doing.
Exactly. What was she doing back there behind the president while he's giving the speech? Most Americans didn't see what Trump did at SOTU, and you were looking right at it. Trump sent a copy of his speech to the Democrats, who immediately wrote scripts to trash his speech Before the address, Schumer did that, Pelosi did that, and right after the speech, address based on the copy he sent them.
Stacey Abrams.
Then he gave them a completely different speech. All the rebuttals, including Stacey Abrams. You remember we looked and we kind of scratched our head and said, what the heck was that all about?
Yeah, it was...
All the rebuttals were 100% off base. That's why Nancy Pelosi was looking at all that paper during Trump's speech, because she realized she got sandbagged by the master. Trump didn't put it in his copy given the Democrats anything about Buzz Aldrin, the cancer child, the ICE agent, the military men, the ones everybody applauded, because he knew they were geared up based on his original speech, never to stand and applaud no matter what he said. But to not clap for those heroes showed them as evil. Then he pointed out that the ladies in white took 58% of the seats, then he pointed out the ladies took 58% of the seats in D.C., and all the libtards in white stood up. And remember what Trump said? Hey, you weren't supposed to stand during that, remember? Now social media is killing the Democrats for only standing up for themselves and not anything else to help the president. Well played, Mr. President. Again, fully transparent. I haven't fact-checked that. I think it would be brilliant. I wouldn't put it past him if he did that. And based on all the optics that you see with Nancy going, this isn't what I read to begin with. I think she was...
She had just, she lost so much on her, her jawbone, grinding that whole speech. I mean, it was just incredible the way she was nibbling on whatever. But it was an interesting play if it worked out that way.
Yeah, my brother, I've said this before, my brother sent me something. He's somewhat apolitical, even though he's a right-leaning voter. He sent me something the next day. He lives up in Illinois, and he sent me something the next day saying, knowing that Stacey Abrams was from Georgia, he said, what was that deal? Is that the best they got? And who are all those women? And I told Josh about this, and Josh sent me a brilliant little clip, which if you'll put that up, Josh, I think it's really, really cool. The magic of television and how you see in the top pose, it looks like there's a room of 6,500 people back there. All these women standing for Stacey. But when you pull away through the magic of TV, you see her there standing on a podium, and they've got these shills back there. Probably isn't more than 15, 20 of them.
29, I counted.
Is that right? They're all huddled together in this tight mass, looking affectionately on as she gives her rebuttal that made absolutely no sense to what the president said.
It was like a campaign stump speech for her.
Yeah.
It was just utterly off the mark.
And, in keeping with that theme of the magic of television, here I go. You got Nancy Pelosi. Put that clip up, Josh, showing this fake clap standing behind the president, even though she had absolutely no idea where she was within. Is that coming up, Josh? Put the video up of Nancy doing her little fake clap routine.
But we must reject the politics of revenge, resistance, and retribution, and embrace the boundless potential of cooperation, compromise, and the common good.
There's that little smirky fake clap that she reprised at the down in L.A. with her big donor girlfriends in at the beginning for the Grammy Gala. She reprised that little fake clap again. Well, through the magic of television, we wanted to bring for you, the FYN viewers, what that really looked like behind the scenes. Josh, you've got that?
She's been coached.
Yeah, she's been coached. Woohoo! Yep. That's where she got her cue from, folks. I love it. Anyway, Josh, thank you. We just had to get a little levity in there and poke fun at our speaker and how she got sandbagged, folks.
Oh, boy.
Don't you just hope that that's for real?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what do you got?
I I just got a few little like interesting factoids. You know, I occasionally come up with these crazy things. So here's an interesting one. That according to the American Road and Transportation Builders Association, nearly 56,000 bridges in the U.S. are considered structurally deficient. I don't want to, frighten anybody driving over a bridge today, but there's a lot of infrastructure out there that needs to be worked on, and I do believe there will be a bipartisan effort to get a bunch of money to do that later this year.
Yeah.
What else did I want to say?
Let's give a shout out to part of the FYN TV Fedra News staff, Natalie Kissel, in some local coverage that Natalie has put out there. Natalie and Brian combined on the murder case, the unfortunate murder case that's going on right now in Fannin County. Fedra News folks was on it before anybody else. They had the facts correct before anybody else, before the newspapers, before any of the other local media. And Natalie did a great job. She's got a great piece on there. If you want to check out the Fedra News website, Natalie did a magnificent job, along with Brian's help, of covering that entire court case, all the way from arrest to current. So shout out to those two.
Here's another one. Today, 1 million Americans are living in their RVs, and the number's growing each year. Think about that when you pass Walmart. And there was one more. Almost 1/3 of all the land in the U.S. is owned by the federal government.
There you go.
Yeah.
A lot of it empty buildings.
Hey,
they
got to be torn down, rehabilitated, and
Oh yeah, that was
brought
part
up
of the
to
thing
code.
that we didn't cover earlier,
Back to
right?
the green plan.
Brian Kemp came out yesterday, and part of his initiative is to support the Apex initiative here in Georgia at the education level. He is putting in, I can't remember how many $28 million to try to, the end game would be to put a counselor in every high school in the state of Georgia to handle the ever-growing concern of mental health. And I'm not talking about, I'm talking about depression, opioid addiction, and how to be able to recognize the signs of these young people that continually are found to be in distress, how the current counselors that are in place can recognize it, how teachers can recognize it, and how we as a state can recognize it and try to do something about it. So I haven't looked at the details of that, but it came out. I think it came out this morning, and it's getting a lot of press.
What do you think about the El Paso rally? Give me your thoughts on that one.
I should be a fire inspector on the wall that gives the right numbers, huh?
Really?
They referred to it as the two mega rallies. I don't know if you could couch it as a mega rally on the Beto. What's his first name? Francis?
Robert Francis.
Francis.
But Beto for...
Francis, yeah. Francis the Lying Fool. Isn't there a Francis the
Mule.
Talking Mule?
The Talking Mule.
Anyway, sorry, I digress. Anyway, I think the fire marshal came out and said the building only holds 6,500. The way it was configured with all the people standing in the center, probably 7,500, 8,000 people.
Yeah, and Trump said they squeezed in, 10? There's supposed to be 8, and he squeezed in 10.
I mean, okay, so, let's call a spade a shovel. Whatever it was. But the telling thing was Laura Ingraham.
Outside.
Laura Ingraham was there and did a great Q&A with the president, and her crew was out there in the audience, outside. And keep in mind, folks, as Brian has said many times, these people line up because when they have these rallies, it's first come, first serve. So if you're not at the first of the line, if you're not the first 6,500, 7,500, whatever the number is, to get inside, you don't get in.
Yeah.
But they still want to hear it, and it's being broadcast outside. Excuse me.
They have big screens outside.
Yeah. So you got all these people outside, and they estimated that number to be 10 to 12,000 more people. So taken with the people inside, you got a 20,000 strong. that are there. And what did they ever come up with Beto? It's about 4,000?
4 to 5,000, I think.
4 to 5,000, and they said that the majority of those people were from out of state.
Gee, what a shock.
Yeah, I mean, they were all the supporters the last time. You know, all that California money came in again. A lot of California support came in.
And I don't know if you saw that clip. They had a sort of a Trump pinata at the Beto
I didn't
thing.
see
Yeah, and so he was very low, so everybody was just whacking away at him, and yeah, it was pretty indicative of just the way they roll. So it's sad, very sad.
Yeah. What was I going to say about? Oh, I watched part of Laura's show last night, and she referenced a lot of the one-on-one and the interesting perspective. And I saw this on Fox and Friends as well. They went out into the community morning after. She talked about it from film clips because she was there real time. What was amazing is the amount of Hispanic people within that audience that are supporting Trump and supporting his Build the Wall initiative. You know, they live in El Paso. They don't want to be in Juarez. 2,300 people killed in Juarez the year before, murder in the streets, and there were a matter of 20-some.
I think 23 or 26.
In El Paso. 23 maybe high, 2,300 maybe high, 1,700. Anyway, the disparity was off the chart.
Yeah, and again, I saw something on Fox and Friends the next morning where the Todd Pirro, I think, was interviewing in the restaurant.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they, you know, fair and balanced. They had a couple of the wait staff who basically were against Trump. They didn't like his treatment of immigrants and things like that. So, but you know, then a lot of the people that were eating there, you know, were definitely pro-Trump and
they were and Hispanic.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there was a guy that I remember the thing specifically. He was very passionate. He's fourth generation Hispanic.
But yeah, I mean, but we have friends that, you know, have come from Cuba. And I mean, they have gone through the system, and they are very, very upset, resentful of all this stuff about people just coming in, open borders. I said, why? Why? You know, no other country does this, that just lets people in willy-nilly in the numbers that we're talking about for this country.
That was a great point. We had we were fortunate enough to be invited over to some friend's house the other night for a dinner party. And this lady who she is a Cuban, a true Cuban immigrant. She came to this country with nothing, with her parents. They settled in Texas, did she say?
I believe you're right.
Texas. She and her two sisters and her parents. She now educated, very successful, very, very in tune with what's going on. And it is amazing to listen to a person who's gone through a socialist regime, been subjected to it, have things taken away from them. So much so that they couldn't live, they couldn't eat, they had to leave. And to immigrate to another country legally. And her perspective is such that she says, I just don't understand the thought process that the American people go through and how they're so against the immigration and the border security. She said, folks, I've been there, I've seen it, I've done it. And that's why I pay such close attention to it. And I'm passionate about the fact that if you've been there on the other side, and fortunately we haven't, but I think we get it. She said it's mind-boggling to her. Wasn't that was a really cool exercise to listen to her passion.
And she's a very passionate, hardworking. You know, she is the epitome of hardworking.
Yeah.
And as she said, you live in that sort of controlled system, where everything is controlled. You have neighbors spying on neighbors, if they're not pulling the party line. And to just throw the borders open and have people come in willy-nilly is just really diluting the American spirit. It's against the American Constitution, and we definitely shouldn't stand for it.
And the way the conversation came about is, she's first generation. She gets it. Her sister's kids, her nieces, second generation.
Yeah.
And they are totally off the other side and can't understand why in the world we so dispassionate as to not have open borders and let these people in and let them start taking advantage of our education system, our medical system, our welfare system, and basically, get on the government teat.
Yeah, and I'll just give you a little anecdote about socialism. When I lived in Europe, I was able to go to Berlin while the wall was still up. So this was in the early 80s. And went through Checkpoint Charlie and all that, and went into East Germany and toured around and saw everything there. Again, very militaristic, a lot of military and police everywhere. And we went into a little shop, and sort of souvenir sort of thing, and I saw a little pin or something that I wanted. I said, okay, I'll take that. And the lady looked at me and said, no, you can't take that. And I go, why not? She says, because it's the last one. If we take that, we won't have anything else to exhibit. I go, are you selling, or are you just like,
are you
doing
display
show
case?
here? It just sums up that mindset there that, things can only be given to you if there's something else to back it up, and everything is controlled, and they didn't have a very open mentality. So.
I might not get any more.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's been a fun hour and 40 minutes or so, hour and 30 minutes. Appreciate Josh. I would be remiss if I didn't point out the fact that pitchers and catchers, I'm a big baseball fan, the Cub fan here, pitchers and catchers report, and to that end, I wanted to kind of show you a little picture of my grandsons, my 4-year-old grandsons and my son. Pitchers and catchers report, and that's a great picture of Americana going to the ball field, folks. They're heading to the ball field. Big T-ball practice, and they're having a ball. So anyway, Bruce and I are glad to be with you. We run
Indeed.
just a few seconds over from Josh. We are going to be with you again on Friday. Jane's back from vacation, so she'll be with us. Ask the Doc segment, and we'll be at beautiful Circuit World. So make sure you tune in every morning. But look forward to seeing you on Friday. And shout out to my buddies Ross and to Debbie out there. And
Is Judy watching today?
I don't know if Judy and Howard are watching or not, but we enjoyed being with you folks, and we are out. Oh, sorry. What you got there, brother? Oh, okay.
Announcing again that
Valentine's Day giveaway winner, Barbara Steiner Jonathan. Her song, the winning song, You're Still the One, Shania Twain. Come by today, get a hold of Fetch Your News. Come by to get your prize package of over more than $200 worth of gifts and from merchants and vendors around the 2-county area here. So with that, we're gone.